What is up, everybody? You ready to learn to make New York pizza with all-purpose flour? I have tried a number of different flours, like enriched and enhanced flours like All Trumps and Bouncer. I used Type 0 or 00 and bread flour. But it wasn't until I heard this.
It's a very nice dough here. Norma made. Oh yeah. I'll start it off like this. So this is 20 ounces, huh?
That's 20 ounces.
That's
yeah.
perfect.
That's made with short-fine all-purpose flour, so it's cheap flour. I never made it with all-purpose before I met you, New York style. So see how it gets.
Yeah, we'll do it.
That I decided that I should try to make New York pizza using all-purpose flour. So we start with 10.5 ounces of water, 1.5 teaspoons of instant dry yeast. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons, check that, 2 teaspoons of sugar. Stir that all together. And then I'm going to add 16 ounces of flour, but not all at the same time. So get your water, your yeast, and your sugar all mixed together, and then start to add the flour. And I'm just using all-purpose flour here that I got at an Amish bulk food store. Here goes in 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and I'm not doing an autolyse here, and 1 tablespoon of oil. Those are 1.5 teaspoon measuring spoon. So I'm going to start mixing it up, try to get that dough a little bit the flour a little bit hydrated. Add a little bit more, keep mixing, and then we'll just go ahead and add the rest of the flour. Now this is a technique, as you know, that I learned from Adam Ragusa. Little flour spill there. Don't worry about that, we'll fix that. You know, this is where he starts, mixing the flour in the bowl, get everything off. Then he dumps it out on the counter and finishes with hand kneading. Once you get everything out, just start working it by hand. And this dough is going to be a little bit wet, so it's not the highest hydration dough I ever worked with, but it's a little wet. And I appreciate Jesse over at Patio Pizza reminded me, when you're using high hydration doughs to wet your hands, before you use it. Now, I'm seeing here it's a little bit sticky, so I'm going to stop the kneading process, cover it, and let it sit for about 15-30 minutes. See there, I wet my hands, start working the dough. And now I'm just going to do some stretches and folds in the bowl. This is going to help build gluten structure. It's going to make the dough a little bit stronger. So I come back, wet my hands again, and I'm doing the stretch and fold again, pulling it up, folding it over, and working around that bowl, in 360 degrees. Cover it up, and then we're going to let this rest. And now the dough is stronger. I'm going to wet my hands one more time. Now I'm going to start working it on the counter. Like I said, this is slap and folds, trying to get the dough into a tight ball. Don't be afraid to use that water. And now I'm going to cover it up and let it do its bulk fermentation. Check that. So now it's been sitting out a couple hours. I'm going to degas it and we're going to measure it. So this got me about 28, 29 ounces. I'm going to just portion it in half. Half of it I'm going to leave on the counter and just let it rise for probably another 4 hours and make my first pizza. The other one's going to go into the fridge and it's going to cold ferment for about 24 hours. So again, this dough is a little bit wetter than what I normally do, and so I'm using the bench scraper to help me ball up and get that tight skin on the balls. And now we're just ready to put a little nonstick spray in these containers, let them proof. After about 4 hours, I'm going to flour the counter, and I'm going to hit the top with a little bit of dough, and I'm going to start stretching it. I've been trying a number of different stretching methods because I really need to improve my hand stretching. So here, I just kind of put my hand down, stretch the dough, move around, and now this is another technique where you just stretch the dough across and move it. That's gravity stretching. I don't throw the dough. So this is not like 16, 18, 20 ounces of dough, so I'm not going to get a large New York pizza. So it's going to be about 12, 13 inches. And I'm using my Pizziola Atenico sauce. It's a little bit of a chunky sauce with a great flavor. Now, I don't normally do this, but Adam Ragusa likes grated cheese on his New York pizza and also oregano. So I added the grated cheese, and I also added a little bit of oregano. I love oregano on a pizza, especially a New York style pizza. And now I use deli slices of cheese. I had some provolone, so I'm just going to use that. If you've never tried provolone on pizza, you should. First time I had it was at La Rosa's in Cincinnati. It's a very popular local pizzeria. And I'm going to hit this with some pepperoni and bacon. If it was up to me, I'd just eat cheese pizza every single time. But my wife likes some toppings on her pizza, and we really like pepperoni bacon. I've told you before, I'm not a big fan of just a pepperoni pizza, but I do like pepperoni and bacon. Now this is ready to go in an oven. It's going to go on a pizza steel. The oven's been preheated for an hour at 550 degrees. I started on the steel, ended on the stone below, and this is what we got. This is a New York style. Now it's not as thin as a typical New York pizza, because this was just on the bench all day, and it didn't do the cold fermentation with this one. I'm going to slice this bad boy up, and as usual, I love my wife Wendy's shot here. Does a good job with a handheld camera. And so now, what about this pizza? All right, so this is New York pizza with all-purpose flour. As my grandma Bonandola would say, "Manja, Bobby, manja." What's the verdict? That's a good pizza. Hey, thanks for watching Playing with Pizza. If you like the content, I appreciate if you subscribe. Take care. Ciao.